Tank, Floyd was mentioning he signed you after watching you face Devin Haney in a sparring session.
Y'all told me y'all had a, y'all got it in. Tell me, you wasn't in shape and you came in.
Did you feel you were almost auditioning for Floyd at that point, or did you realize that might catapult you to where you're at now?
I think that, it would make the best of my opportunity. I feel as though that, a lot of people were there that night, and that was my first time in the middle of a jump, so I had to give it my all, what I had.
It was getting it in. But and I had to respect him because he wasn't in no shape. He had a little gut. He ain't got no gut now. But at that particular time, it was getting it in. It was some good work.
So recently, Gervonta and Devin Haney have been going back and forth regarding the DogHouse sparring and the footage that supposedly Floyd Mayweather has. I told you guys there's two more people that have the footage, and that's Adrian Broner, photographer, and Ellie Setback, Gervonta right-hand man. Nevertheless, recently Gervonta told Floyd he wanted to buy the footage off Floyd. However, Devin Haney, on the other hand, he told Floyd to post the footage. Notice Tank wanted to buy the footage for himself. On the other hand, Devin Haney told Floyd to post the entire sparring. It came off like Gervonta wants to get his hands on the footage so he can post the highlight portion of his sparring with Devin Haney, which makes a whole lot of sense on his part. Now here's exactly what Floyd Mayweather had to say regarding the DogHouse sparring between Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney that he was the referee for. Check it out.
It is what it is.
Why did you sign Gervonta Davis in the first place? What did you see in him, and how did you know back then that he would be where he is today?
He talked about this. He talked about the Adrian Broner story. Actually, when he came to the gym, and it was the day before Adrian Broner was fighting Sean Porter. Right after the weigh-in, we went over to the gym because he wanted to see Tank box Devin Haney. Devin Haney was in good shape. Tank wasn't in good shape, but they worked, and it was some crazy work. And just with him and Devin working, it was crazy entertaining work at that particular time. So I said, you know what? I like this kid. So I said, yo, I had somebody reach out. I think I had my assistant reach out to him on social media. And I think we met in New York. After that, I think the next day he was on a yacht with me in Miami. You know how I move around. Yeah. So we made it happen.
Then Dubai,
and then we was there, I think we was in Egypt. We could have been in Egypt.
Egypt.
So we was in Egypt, we was in Dubai, but I was already doing these worldwide trips a long time ago. I wanted to introduce him to it, letting him know the world is bigger than just the USA. The world is bigger than just being in Baltimore. Baltimore is a great place, so many beautiful, great people, but you got to go and let the world touch you. Get a chance to touch the surface all around the world.
It's hard to be famous. It's hard to sell pay-per-views. You've obviously done both. Tank is doing it. What's the secret?
He can do crazy numbers. It's going to be hard to break my record because you have so many people stealing. So many people stealing.
Streaming, yeah.
Yeah, streaming. It's still stealing. Because if they're not paying for it and they're getting it free, it's stealing. Let me see. Far as pay-per-view, I think I got the four top for pay-per-view. I still got a sharp mind. I think they were saying that Floyd Mayweather he's losing his memory. I think I was when I was in Mexico. It was some little fighter they was talking about. Who was he?
Zepeda? Was he talking about?
As a fighter talking about he sparred with me.
Oh, Zepeda. Yeah.
Okay, well, my thing is this. I'm proud of him, for his victory. But if you done something spectacular when you sparred me, I'm going to remember you. Now, I'm human. And one thing that we can't play with is memory loss. My grandmother died from it. My Uncle Roger died from it. My daddy's going through it. So I'm only human. So can I have a little memory loss? It's possible. But guess what? One thing I did do, I built generational wealth for my children and my family. So if I am going through that, they're going to make sure that I'm okay. And Muhammad Ali went through it. So we go through those type of things, you know. I've been hit with some big shots throughout my career. Not many as others, but it comes with the territory. And it's not like this guy came to the gym, was in training camp. I think I boxed this guy one time and didn't know I boxed him. I called so many fighters, you know, when I'm in it. I done work with so many fighters throughout my life. I mean, that's just what it is, but I'm not gonna remember a little guy. I don't even know what 140, 140 pounder that came and boxed me at 1 or 2 in the morning that I boxed 4 or 5 rounds. I'm not gonna remember him.
Tank, Floyd was mentioning he signed you after watching you face Devin Haney in a sparring session.
Y'all told me y'all had y'all got it in. Tell me, you wasn't in shape and you came in.
Did you feel you were almost auditioning for Floyd at that point, or did you realize that might catapult you to where you're at now?
I think that, you know, it would make the best of my opportunity. I feel as though that, you know, a lot of people were there that night, and that was my first time in the middle of the jump, so I had to give it my all, what I had.
It was getting it in. But and I had to respect him because he wasn't in no shape. He had a little gut. He ain't got no gut now. But at that particular time, it was getting it in. It was good work.
It was 1,000 people in there. You were sweating just standing there.
But you probably was in there.
Yeah, I was.
It was getting it in. So, just them, you know, 2 young competitors putting on a show. You know, we had the gym on 100 degrees. That's what we do.
Have you seen Tank
you just done an interview, and they talking about the gym being hot. Yeah, so.
How have you seen Tank grow since then?
Shit, bigger, better, stronger, faster. Yeah, so he's grown drastically. I mean, I feel like the puncher power he got puncher power at every weight. You know, I feel like, you know, just like myself, I was able to have that puncher power at 130, then had the punch at 135, and then 140, and then at 47, you know, the body started breaking down. Like anything, the body started breaking down. But I still had all my faculties to still find a way to win and beat these guys.
When you talk about the body breaking down, Floyd, what were you experiencing? Was it just waking up in the morning? And
No, I'm not going to tell you all that. We're not going to talk about that. I already told you we're going to talk about that in a documentary. We didn't talk about it.
You guys heard TBE, the MJ of boxing, Floyd Mayweather. That's what he had to say. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to Floyd Mayweather stating that Gervonta was out of shape. Usually, people only start making excuses when the other guy gets the best of them. Floyd Mayweather pretty much indicated that Devin Haney got the best of Gervonta. However, we already knew that. I mean, that's not up for debate. Who won the sparring? Devin Haney clearly won the sparring, despite what the fans be arguing or debating about, since they debating and arguing about nothing. Bill Haney won the money, so did Nate Jones, which means Devin Haney had to win the DogHouse sparring. Under the rules, nobody wins till somebody quit. This is the main reason Floyd Mayweather and even Calvin Ford, Gervonta trainer, they both said Gervonta was out of shape. They pretty much letting the public know, yeah, Gervonta quit against Devin Haney in the DogHouse sparring. However, that was because he was out of shape. This is why I don't understand why Gervonta wants the footage so bad from Floyd Mayweather to the point where he blocked him. Man, forget about the footage of the DogHouse sparring that happened over a decade ago. We want to see the fight right now when Gervonta Davis is in shape. Gervonta got way better since then. Devin Haney got a lot better since then. We want to see them fight right now at their best in front of the entire world. Now, they can use the DogHouse sparring footage as a promotional tool, the best promotional tool you can find. However, if they're not going to fight, who cares about any of that? None of this matters if they don't fight. They need to fight. and they can possibly even make $100 million each, depending on how many pay-per-views they're gonna sell. One thing for sure, this fight is gonna end up being Gervonta and Devin Haney biggest guarantee in payday. Two things for certain. This is not just the biggest fight in boxing today. This is also one of the biggest fights of all time in the sport of boxing. That's why when Floyd Mayweather set that sparring up between Gervonta and Devin Haney, he was trying to see if Gervonta was really like that, if he was cut from the same cloth as Devin Haney. Since Devin Haney at that time, even though he was only like 16, 17 years old, he was whooping everybody in Vegas, and he was ranked #1 in his division in the amateurs. Floyd Mayweather already knew what Devin Haney was about. He already whooped everybody in the Mayweather gym. However, he was scouting Gervonta since he didn't know much about Gervonta. He had Gervonta spar Gamboa, Devin Haney, so on and so forth. Floyd Mayweather, as a promoter, he tried to sign Devin Haney. However, Devin Haney rejected and created his own path. On the other hand, Gervonta, he didn't know much about the business, nor he had a support system. So he ended up signing with Floyd Mayweather. Since then, both fighters came a long way. I mean, what more can you say? Both Gervonta and Devin Haney are the faces of boxing, top 3 in the game. And I'm pretty sure when Floyd Mayweather put them in the doghouse, he saw the potential of possibly one of the greatest and biggest fights of all time. That's why the time is now to prove once and for all who is the one. Obviously, the first time they sparred, when Devin was like 13 years old and Gervonta was 17, Devin even admitted it that Gervonta got the best of him, and he realized he had something to work on. Now, the second time they sparred in front of Floyd Mayweather when Devin was 17 and Gervonta was 21 years old, we all know who got the best of who in that. Devin Haney beat up Gervonta to the point where his corner had to wave the white flag. Now, they claim they did so because Gervonta was out of shape. However, I don't know how true that is, since Gervonta wouldn't agree to the doghouse rules if he was that much out of shape. I know he wasn't in the best shape of his life. He wasn't in a shape like he has a fight coming up. Put it this way. Tank was in a good enough shape to agree to spar Devin Haney under the doghouse sparring rules of fighting to somebody quick. Therefore, let's see the fight at Gervonta best. I'm talking about him being at his best shape, while Devin Haney being older, not 17 years old, and a 4-year gap between them. I mean, the 4-year gap is still there. However, Devin Haney already tapped into his prime. So did Gervonta. They both at their best. And we don't want to see the fight at nothing less. With that being said, go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe below. And to be continued on the next episode of Akhi TV. Peace out. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
To really frame that a lot in your conversation, that it's not just about a black or a white or a Mexican. You seem to care about boxing as a whole. Talk to us about that.
I mean, of course, because I have fighters from all walks of life. And you know what's so crazy that I laugh at every day? When sometimes they write these stories, they say, Mayweather Promotions, only fighter they got is Tank. If y'all think that, if y'all believe that, y'all can believe whatever y'all want to believe. Meaning that you can't, a fighter can't say, I'm doing business with Al Haymon, but I'm not doing business with Floyd Mayweather. Or I'm doing business with Floyd Mayweather, and I'm not doing business with Al Haymon. That PBC could be Pretty Boys champion. But we don't really want to tell y'all that. But, you know,
Floyd,
it is what it is.
Why did you sign